So a few days ago, I had an opportunity to go check out Creed 3. I was very hyped for this film. It was one of my most anticipated films of 2023 because I'm a fan of the Rocky franchise and I'm a fan of the first two Creed movies. And after coming out of this theater, I will say it's great. It's amazing. It did not disappoint, especially with Michael B. Jordan, who's directing for the first time, knocked it out of the park for the first time director. I mean, at first I thought it was kind of an odd choice that Michael B. Jordan chose to for this project for a franchise he's already in, especially for someone for an actor who is pursuing to become a filmmaker. But I kept an open mind, and after coming out of this theater, yeah, he didn't disappoint. He did a great job with it. I love the story. I was so well invested in the family. I love Adonis's family. I love Tessa Thompson's performance. She continues to crush it. Her and Michael B. Jordan's screen time together just continues to not disappoint. It was so very well fleshed out and very natural, and especially it was very consistent from the first two movies. And I love the daughter. She was so adorable. I love her screen time with her and Michael B. Jordan. It was so well done. It's way more emotional, a little bit more heartfelt this time around. And Jonathan Majors' character, who's playing the antagonist, who is Donna's Creed's childhood friend, he was amazing. This is the first time in a lot of boxing movies, especially the Rocky films and the first two Creed movies, this is the first time that we got a more fleshed out antagonist character in the franchise, because you really understand where he's coming from and why he's doing what he's doing, because his dream goal is to become a boxing championship in the world, and he never got that chance because he got locked up for 18 years, and he wanted to get Adonis Creed's help to give him that one shot of that opportunity. And I thought it was, and he's all about doing whatever it takes to get there. And it was so well done and very well executed. Him and Jonathan Majors' chemistry together was so natural, and I loved it. It was so believable. I mean, throughout for the boxing movies, especially the Rocky films and the first two Creed movies, most of the antagonists are just there just to take on the heavyweight championship in the world. You never really see their story fleshed out, and you never really root for them that much. You mostly root for the protagonist, especially with Rocky and Adonis. But in this time around, Jonathan Majors' character, who was playing Damien, he was amazing. This is the first time we get a fleshed out antagonist in the film, and I thought he crushed it. I thought that, like I said before, I thought the story and the writing was great. I thought the visuals and the cinematography was so good. And like I said before, it's very emotional because there were times in the film where I teared up a lot. This is like Oscar level performance for Michael B. Jordan. He did not disappoint. Now look, my biggest criticism is that Rocky, his character, doesn't get mentioned enough. Now, I understand why that Stallone decided to not want to come back to the third installment because of creative differences and because that this is Stallone's franchise and it was his rights. Now, whatever went on, I mean, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but it is what it is. I still wish that Rocky was in the movie, then that would have brought more deeper appreciation a lot. And I get that this film wanted to have its own identity and be its own thing and not make it too much of a Rocky film. I understand that. It is what it is. And I still think that the film was great for what it is. But my other criticism is that when he did not get mentioned enough, you got to remember, when you go back and watch the first two Creed movies, Adonis Creed is where he is now today if it weren't for Rocky's teachings and his guidance, because he's the one who trained him and made him a different person and gave him a better path. And he mostly became a family to Adonis's character. And I thought it was incredible what they did in the first two movies. And it was a little bit bummer that he kind of got written out of the movie. But you know what? It is what it is. I still love this film for what it was. It's one of my favorite films of 2023. But I won't say it's my favorite film of the year or my top 3, 5, or 10 because it's way too early to say it now, because we're so early in the year of 2023, because there hadn't been a lot of movies that were like top tier, not on the level with Creed 3. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked Quantumania, I liked Cocaine Bear, but they weren't on the same level with Creed 3. But I still think that there's going to be a lot more great movies to come in March, and this is a great way to kick off the March for movies. Now, not to do a comparison between Jonathan Majors' character, because this is the second time he's played the antagonist in a film, But I thought Jonathan Majors' character in Creed 3 was much better than Kane in Quantumania. And don't get me wrong, Kane was amazing. He arguably was the best part of the movie. But I loved the way that they have written this character, and I loved the way they fleshed him out, and I loved it. I thought it was better, in my opinion. Now, what did you think of Creed 3? Did you like it? Did it live up to your expectations, or were you disappointed by it? I would love to hear your thoughts. Just jump down in the comment section and just give me your initial thoughts, but don't spoil the movie. Don't give any plot points away, because I don't want anyone to come in here and read the comments and let it be spoiled, because this is a non-spoiler review. Oh, on the here's one thing. I love the fight choreography in the boxing match. It was way more brutal and way more intense. Now, I'm not saying that it's on the same level as the first Creed movie, because I thought what Ryan Coogler did was absolutely outstanding. But I thought this one was incredible as well, especially in the finale between Adonis and Damon. I thought it was so emotionally impactful and way more brutal and very well executed. And I wouldn't be surprised that we see Jonathan Majors' character in the fourth installment of Creed. I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to make another one. I wouldn't be surprised if they him and Michael B. Jordan work together in the future, and I have a feeling that he most likely will. And I'm very excited for the future for Michael B. Jordan as a filmmaker. I'm excited for what he'll do next in this project.